Now loading.
Yo, I'm Amy O, and I'm checking into Creator Waves.
I know there's parts of songs that people love, right? Where they wish they could isolate and just have on repeat. And I think that's I think you've mastered that. I think you've done that at a really high level. But like what made you start to loop songs?
It was like literally once I started listening to the Neptunes and like Pharrell and stuff, like it was Frontin' by Pharrell, and like when I heard the bridge for yeah, when I heard
you've
the
got like
bridge for the
you've got
first
a 20-minute loop on your channel. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, like once I heard that bridge, like for the first time I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like this is so good. And like I would in my iPod like rewind, play the bridge again, rewind, and I'm like it wasn't until like I started learning bass. Like I found this like random app where you can like loop parts of songs easier. And then yeah, I just started looping, and then like I'm like, oh, I can add like footage, edits and stuff to it, and I started doing that and like uploading it. So it was more for me, and then I was like, oh, I could upload them on my YouTube, because like people were asking, oh, could you do this song, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun.
So what year did you start? When did it start? When did this process start? When did your mind think, okay, you start looping?
2017 maybe.
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
So fronting was the first. Fronting was like the first one.
Fronting was the first one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think maybe like the second one. The first one was like this song called "The Bay" by Metronomy.
Okay.
And like it has this funky bass line at the end. It's like just the drums and bass, and I think that was the first loop. But like the edit I put to it wasn't really like anything. It was just like this gif. But like the loop was so good. And then after that, I did the front one, and then just did a bunch of like NERD and like and then I started making them 10 minutes and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Because the front end one is the car, right? It's the car riding through the sunset. Yeah. That's a really good one. So like, how do you identify which parts of songs to loop? Like, what goes into?
It's just whatever sounds good. Yeah, like I feel like whenever I listen to songs, my brain does this thing where it's like, okay, well, one, like it just sounds good, and then like for like the edits and the footage and stuff, I feel like I do this all the time with songs. Like I make a music video in my head, so like I have the concept already. So it's just what sounds good and what I feel like will look good. I don't think about it too much, but I like to do like 80s and 90s like footage because it's a vibe.
Yeah, like so how do you know which part you want to loop? So like, how do you know, okay, if you want to loop an intro or an outro or a hook or a random part, a bridge or a random part, how do you know which one to choose?
Like some songs I'll do I'll loop multiple parts of a song, and then sometimes it's just like if it sounds the same, it's like different. Like for example, Neptune bridges. The bridges, like most of them sound very distinct from the rest of the song. And like when you hear it, like you could be doing whatever, and then the bridge comes up, like it stops you in your tracks. So like it's parts of songs that kind of like stop you and like make you listen. Those are the parts I want to loop, because imagine that being stopped in your tracks for 10 minutes. Like that's
yeah. What's your top 5 songs that you've looped?
Oh, there's so many. Oh my god.
I'm guessing Neptunes are gonna make up like the majority of this list.
Yeah, but it's impossible to pick 5 because I mean the front and bridge is like classic. Like
that's classic. That's yeah.
And there's some songs that like I've looped that I haven't even uploaded yet. Like so there's those songs. But like right now there's a song called You're So Foxy by No Doubt. And the bridge, it's like you would think it was like produced by the Neptunes, because like it sounds so different from the rest of the song. And like they don't usually do that. No Doubt never really did that. And like Gwen Stefani is like doing this sexy thing with her voice. So that song, and then basically every NERD or like Pharrell loop I've ever done. Like they're just so good.
Can you think of like four more? Because I know I have ones in my head that I know you've done, but I want to know what you think.
Okay. I need to, because I have so many videos. I need to pull up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because there's one in my head right now that and it was Usher.
I don't know, bridge loop.
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, that one was. It's so good.
Yeah.
And the footage,
and the visual you used was matched it so well. Yeah.
It's the intro from A Different World, and I think I was watching that show a lot at the time. And I was just like, as soon as I like looped the song, I'm like, yo, that would fit so well. Like the way like everyone's like moving around and stuff.
And you know what's crazy? Just before you go back to choosing the other ones, when 8701 came out, right, in 2001, and I heard I don't know, that specific part, that's the bridge, right?
Yeah,
the part that you did. That specific part, I was like, what the hell is this part? I was like, I wanna hear this part over and over. This is the part I want to hear. Like that part was just, it just took you somewhere else. And I think that's what Neptune's bridges, that's what they do. Is they'll take you. You're going on a path. You're going on a path. So you have like the first, few verses. You have, maybe you have the hook and whatnot, and then they'll take you to a whole different world. And then they'll say, okay, you know what? Come back, come back, and let's finish up the song. So, yeah. Well,
and I feel like that like the scarcity of it, because if you think about it, like when I make the loops, like I'm obviously listening to it for like hours, because I'm like adding an edit to it, and then after a while, like it kind of loses like that magic versus like when you hear it in the song context, because it's just that small part, and you're like, ooh, I want more, but it's like it's just that small part, and maybe they'll do it again on the outro, but it's like so that's the thing about loops, but it's like you get to hear it like in a longer setting, which is cool.
You get to take a favorite part of the song out of that world, and then you get to like really live within whatever that part is for as long as you want to listen to it for. Really much. So that's the cool part. But what else? What else? What other songs?
Let's see. Oh, Sierra, I Perceive.
Okay.
The bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good
then the smile Pharrell. I mean, Smile by
Pharrell
Pharrell. Yeah. Ooh, and that was like a Japanese bonus track. So like we didn't get it here, but yeah, it was like a bonus track on In My Mind. I think so. Pharrell's
Oh,
album.
In My Mind. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah.
So good. Oh, and then Jennifer Hudson, I Can't Describe. Yo. It's so good. It's so good.
There was one you did. There was an NERD one you did. The way she danced, the way.
Oh yeah.
That one. And then I don't know what visual you use. You use like some Megatron. What was it?
Oh yeah. What did? It was
It was like it was an anime. It was like a cartoon. I can't remember, but I'm not gonna lie. I heard that song before, but I kind of like brushed up because the way she moves is from that album is the song that I really gravitated towards. It's on the same album, right? That's on the same. Yeah. So when I heard that part, I was like, whoa! I went back to listen to it, and I was like, why didn't they make that part the whole song, or at least like bring it back and again?
Yeah.
Like. But the way you looped it, it just I can't remember what year you put it out. Do you remember?
This was like one of the early ones, so maybe like
but it's something about that part that makes you reminisce and it makes you nostalgic. You kind of sit back for a moment and you might think about your childhood, you might think about, you think about a certain period when you listen to that part over and over again.
Exactly.
It's just a certain feeling. But then it's weird because you listen to the song, right? And that's taking you it's taking you on a certain path, right? And then it just goes back to the main part of the song and you're like, damn, NERD. Damn, Pharrell, Chad, Shay, can we not go back to this? I wanna be in the. Can we not go back to Disney? Because that part is like Disney, fairy tale, So that was really that one. I think I really enjoyed that one for sure. That's one of my favorite ones. I actually I requested one, but you didn't know it was me.
Oh, wait, which one did you request?
I requested Static, Steve Lacy, Static.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yes. Did you like the visual I used?
Oh, that was Macaulay Culkin. And what he was in a music video.
Yeah, Sonic Youth music video. Yeah. I don't know. It was giving really, and romantic.
Yeah. And there's so many good ones you looped. You looped, I think Khalees Scared Money.
Oh, Scared Money. Ooh, yeah, that's
a great one.
That so good.
You definitely did a Justin one. You did Last Night.
Oh yeah.
You did Last Night.
And then Rock Your Body. No, wait, did I? Yeah.
The one thing you didn't do yet is Set the Mood Right.
Yeah.
You know the interlude that goes into until the end of time.
Yeah.
That would be that's a good one to loop. But you did James Joint, and I want us to talk about James Joint. The reason why I want us to talk about James Joint because James Joint it's a song on the Anti album, and it's a song where I think it's the third track. I believe. I think it's the third track. It's one of the earlier tracks, but you hear it, it's amazing. Then it stops. Then you're like, what? Why is it so short?
It's so short.
It's so short, but then do you know what happens? You put it on repeat.
Yeah.
You put it on repeat because you just want to keep hearing. I just want to keep hearing. And the thing is, James Fontoray did the same thing with Wavy on Control. You know Wavy from Control?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so amazing, but it's so short. But it's like, okay, cool. Let me just repeat. I'm just gonna put it on repeat because I need to play it long enough to where it feels like a full song. You know?
Yeah. It seems calculated.
What do you think? Yeah.
Like the shortness, but it's so good.
It is because it makes you want to put it on repeat. Yeah. What do you think about these interlude songs that are like, they're not full songs, but they're not really they're interludes, but they're not songs. They're like in between.
I feel like there's a place for it because I like most artists, if not all, they want their albums to be listened to as a project. So that's kind of part of like the story that they're trying to like share with their album. Like for example, like Together on Steve Lacy's album, Gemini Rights. Yeah, it's so good. Like the Matt Martian interlude, but it's so short. And like I loop that too because I'm just like,
how long is it?
Oh, it's not even 2 minutes.
I never realized it's an interlude. I never realized it.
It's called interlude. Literally.
It's like,
yeah. But it's so good. But there's a place for it, and I feel like I see why artists do that. For sure.
Yeah, it's like even Static, right? You know the part that I asked you to do.
Yeah.
That when you hear it the first time you hear that song, you're like, yeah, that is the part that I would want to listen to over and over. Like that part. Even towards the end, I don't know what instrument is used, but you know that melody. Mandolin. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? That comes in. Even that part could be a loop.
I literally have that loop. I was like going through my loops like the other night, and I was like, I have a version of that video, same footage, but it's like the mandolin part without the singing.
Yeah.
That.
See, even the ending of that song is like the ending of a movie.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it just makes you think. Yeah, it just makes you think. It makes you wonder. It's just like, yeah, it's really, it's one of those songs where you hear it and you start thinking, you start visualizing things. There's different things that come into your mind, come into your head, and you start visualizing different things. That's what I really like about that. But what other songs have you looped where you was like, you know what, I didn't really look at this song in this way, but after I've looped it, I'm looking at it a little bit differently now.
Almost any song, because when you listen to a song and you hear the bridge in the context, I feel like it's different versus just listening to that part on loop. So yeah, there's definitely songs that I hear now that I loop the part, and it's just it's like maybe the song doesn't. It kind of feels broken up. It's like this part of the song, but then this part I loop. It's like kind of like on this pedestal, I guess, because I'm like. I don't know. It's like because I've like spent so much time with that one part.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like breaks the song up in my mind, if that makes sense, versus it being this cohesive thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. But what do you think is the best part to loop? The best part of a song to loop? Do you think the intro, or do you think the outro, or do you think
it depends? Depends. Like yeah. Like there's songs where like especially like on Beyonce's album, like there's so many like loopable parts.
The new one.
Yeah,
The
like
new one.
Renaissance. Yeah, like
I think you,
I've been listening to it a
I think
lot,
you
and it's just
should
like
do. I
insane.
think you should do heated. I think you should do heated.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Heated, Thick
Yeah.
has
I
its
don't know what
part.
part though. Oh, I guess the hook. I guess.
Is that heated? The
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
part?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta cool it down, eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's
the
so good.
part just before it. Gotta,
Yeah.
gotta. Yeah, that part. Yeah.
It's so good. She went in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. It's like, but another thing is just a lot of the songs that you've looped have made me appreciate Neptune songs like even more, so much more.
Hell yeah.
Even Latrell, you've done Latrell.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done Latrell.
Oh yeah, I've done multiple
Yeah.
Latrell songs. Yeah.
What did you do? House party? I think you did house party.
I did House Party. I did
Infatuated.
Yeah.
You did Infatuated.
Mhm.
Yeah. So many.
Yeah.
So many great Neptune songs. It's just,
Like they've been on like the cool bridges since like the beginning.
Yeah, they've
like,
exactly. That's always been part of their style. That's definitely always been part of their style. So it's in terms of like getting song requests. So I'll see people say, Amy, can you loop this, or can you loop that, or how does that feel to have people requesting like their favorite songs, requesting that you loop their favorite songs?
it feels good. It feels like I feel I guess like appreciated, or it's like people appreciate like what I'm doing, which is really cool. Like I really just do it for fun. Like I love like making these like mini music videos, but it's cool, people like the edits and stuff. I remember once I asked on like the YouTube community section, like, should I just do the audio loop or do y'all like the edits? And like people were like, yeah, like keep the edits. And like that feels good because they can take a long time
to do. Yeah, the edits help a lot. The edits definitely help a lot because you're also looping the edits. You're also looping the visuals as well. So it kind of helps you appreciate the loop a lot more as well. So
yeah.
So that's I think that's really interesting as well. I just think people that request different songs for you to loop, it's a chance for you to also discover certain songs as well.
100%.
Or maybe like
I've discovered so much music.
Yeah, or even just appreciate a certain part of a song that maybe you wasn't paying too much attention to, but someone was like, "No, look, the intro for this you got to do intro."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's so much. I think it's also changing the way people are listening to music as well and consuming songs as well. I think it's contributing towards that as well. What do you think about looping in relation to just music consumption?
I feel like I was thinking about it and like I've noticed this in myself, which I'm trying to get over. Like our attention spans are shorter because of like TikTok and stuff, and like short like bite-sized content. So like the loops are kind of like perfect, and like especially for me, like I try to like if I'm listening to a new song, I try to listen to like the whole thing. But I feel like it's easy because like Spotify, Apple Music, just scroll to the part you like, or like give the song 30 seconds, you don't like it, move on to the next. So I feel like looping will. I mean, I feel like it's kind of always been big, but it makes sense in terms of like our short attention spans now. Because I mean, for example, like Steve Lacy and like Bad Habit, the whole thing where like the audience only knew that one part because of TikTok.
Yeah.
So,
but you gotta blame with that. You just gotta blame like the reels, and you gotta blame just the clip videos where people are using that specific word as well.
100%.
But yeah, that can be tricky. that can be tricky. What have you learned so far from looping all of these songs?
I've definitely gotten better at it because if you go back to like my older loops, like the deeper into the loop you get, like the less the visual and the audio like syncs up because it kind of like the timing gets off and like I guess I was kind of sloppy with it in the beginning, but I've gotten really good at it. Like I'll watch like the whole thing and make sure it's looped properly. I'll listen to the loop like more times than you can count to make sure it's like. So I've gotten more precise and like more patient with like the process.
How long on average does it take you to put together these loops, and plus the visuals too?
It depends. Like I have like a private playlist on YouTube where if I come across like a cool like commercial from the 80s or something, I'll put it in the playlist. So I have like a bank of like visuals. And yeah, but half the time I don't even use it because I'll listen to a bridge or something and I'll be like, oh, I should use like Saved by the Bell clip or like, you know, this 80s commercial that I remember, you know, whatever. On average, I mean, sometimes it can take 30 minutes, sometimes it can take 4 hours. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
For the visuals alone or for just everything?
For everything. Yeah, because, I mean, everything maybe like 8. Because sometimes I can't loop the loop how I want, so I have to like get crafty and do stuff, yeah. So it just depends.
What do you use to loop? What software or what,
I use this like janky app I found on like the app store, and like I don't even have like the pro version. I forget the name. But it's for like practicing instruments apparently. But I'm like, ooh, I could loop with this. But like it takes like I feel like it takes a lot longer versus using like Logic or something like that.
Because it's more, because it's simpler. It isn't as
and it's not made to like loop. It's made to like
do other things, make actual music.
Make like practicing songs easier. So like if you're learning a song on like guitar or something type thing. So it's not precise at all. But I'm like so used to it, so I've just stuck with it.
Yeah, that can be funny when you use something that isn't used, that's needed for a specific thing, but you're using it for your own purpose, and you're figuring out a way to use it with whatever you're making.
Yeah, and I've used like Premiere Pro a few times for some of the loops that like, for example, James Joint, because like the ending doesn't really. So what I did is like I like got the song like audio track and like just like positioned it manually for 10 minutes on Premiere Pro, and it took like 2 hours because like it's not, you can't really loop it without, because it fades out at the end. So if you just loop it, it'll fade out and then
come
be
back
loud. Yeah. So I had to like position it, chop stuff. It was janky as hell.
Yeah, but James Joint is a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one to do. That's a good one to loop as well. Just because of the vibe of it as well is like it helps with the whole process of looping, I think, because it's the way she goes. She starts off, then she ends, then it's almost because it's short as well. You automatically want more.
Yeah.
So because as soon as I saw you posted James Joint, I was like, yeah, this is one of the ones. This is one of them ones.
Yeah, definitely. It's so good.
And I think a lot of people said the same thing. Like, this is the one. Yeah. Have you done Wavy?
I haven't. Like, my list is like ridiculous. Like, but it's cool. I'll always have loops to do, and like there's music always coming out, so it's like overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yeah. So how do you organize the audio and the visuals? Do you have them together, or do you have them in separate like folders, or?
So the visuals I'll rip from like the internet, like most of the time YouTube. I'll do like YouTube to like MP4, and then audio, like I have all the songs like downloaded on my computer, and then like I have like an old iPhone I use as an iPod, and I put all the songs in there, and then just have like I have like a ton of like loops that I just made because this is a cool song, but I probably won't upload type thing, but. Yeah, I need to get better with organizing.
For you to kind of have.
Yeah.
So what do you make the visuals on?
Premiere Pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, the only thing I do, I don't like create the visuals. All I do is like chop them up. So like music videos, I'll like drop it in Premiere Pro and like cut it, reorganize stuff, chop it up. Yeah.
Okay, and how long does that take? Just that part.
Depends on how long the loop is. I mean, like how long like the section is. Depends on like the vibe I'm going for. Cause I like to like, if I'm not happy with the loop, it sounds like cheesy or whatever. But like, I don't want to just put something together just to upload something like. Because I literally sit down and like watch my own loops. I'm like, it has to be cool.
Yeah, definitely. It goes back to the front end one. That one is just. It's a great visual, and it's just a great part as well.
Yeah,
it's just an amazing part as well. So are you gonna watch Rihanna's Super Bowl?
Oh, of course, 100%.
All right, let's. I want to know what you think her set list should be.
Oh.
I want to know.
Well, I feel like
because usually Super Bowl performances are like 14 minutes. So I've looked at like previous Super Bowl shows. I looked at the Beyonce one. I looked at the Prince one, and some of the previous ones, and like the song on average is about maybe 7 songs, 7, 8 songs. What songs do you think Rihanna will perform on at the Super Bowl?
What I think she will, or what she should.
What would you like to see? What do you think? What would you like to see her perform?
I think a medley of like song, like obvious songs, like her biggest hits, and like doing like renditions of like maybe like less like maybe slower songs, because obviously like it has to be hype, the Super Bowl performance. But I feel like she could do it. Like if she did like this is far-fetched, but like a rendition of like James Joint, but making it like hype, kind of like big, like drum fills and like guitar, like something
maybe
crazy.
If she went into, if she did Kiss It Better, right? And then she kind of merged James Joint into it somehow, like.
Yeah.
But like. James Joint would be for people that like actually listen to the album and kind of like the song. Like it's one of those. It's not. I don't think it's for those that listen to just her singles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it would be cool if she could kind of merge James joint with maybe a Kiss It Better. Because I think Kiss It Better would be a good song to do.
Yeah.
That's definitely like stadium. That has like an 80s Prince, TLC, Red Light Special kind of vibe to it. So that would be cool.
Yeah, I think she should. Yeah, definitely like a nice mix of like
name some songs that you think.
Rude Boy.
That would be a good one.
Like Bitch Better Have My Money. See.
Umbrella.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah. Maybe Only Girl. Like Make It Hype. I mean, I guess it's already hype, but yeah. So like, I guess like the single, yeah, like just basically most of her singles, but making them like more hype, like stadium vibes.
More like stadium arena.
Yeah. And then slide in a few like deep cuts, you know, so that it's like, you know, people go home, they're like, oh, like what was that song that she performed in between?
Yeah.
X and Z.
Yeah. What deep cuts do you think she could slip in there?
Definitely.
Or she could like attach to a single that she performs.
The only one I can think of right now is James Joint. But like maybe like
James Joint.
Like one or two deep cuts from like each of her albums in between, like same with Shit.
With and like yeah. Do you know what one would be good? G for Life.
Oh, how's that go?
You know that I'm down for life. I'm down for that's how it sounds.
Hey.
So it's from the album, and that's the first time she said the Navy.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the first time she took it from a line. She took it from a Jay-Z line. We're an Army, better yet, Navy, which is a Jay-Z line. From Takeover. He has from his song Takeover. But she when she said that, it was basically her starting the whole Navy like movement.
Okay.
So that's like the first time she said it. So that could be a good one. But yeah, she has so many great singles.
Yeah.
So I think
because I feel like it's cool to be able to.
Oh, you know what she could do? She could just do. She could just take a single from like most of her albums, to kind of just show the journey leading up to now, you know. But then she has some great features as well. She could maybe do a feature and bring a guest as well.
Oh, that would be cool.
She has a lot that she can do. Yeah, so that really depends on that. I want us to go a little bit more deeper into like the future of looping. And how artists can I guess embrace looping more on their albums, because I think that could definitely be something that artists can take advantage of. But what do you think about like a music artist putting an album out, but then looping a song from the album, looping a section of a song from the album, and having that as its own track on the album?
It could work. No one's doing it, so I feel like anything like new and different is like always tight.
Yeah, and I think that could be a chance for people to also similar to what you're doing, what you've done with your channel is allow people to kind of celebrate a specific section of a song as well.
Definitely.
And what do you think about loop albums? So
Ooh.
the whole album is just loops. So every track is a loop, but it's
Yo,
of a
that'd be
specific
tight.
section of a song of the song.
I was just
So it's
listening
not like an
yesterday
entire. So like the entire song isn't looped, but like a section of a song is just it's on loop, and that becomes the basis of the whole album.
So would that be the same as like a beat tape? Like for example, like Special Herbs, like those, like the MF Doom, like projects where it's just like his beats basically, like that, or like would it be a pre-established song already?
Yeah, so I mean like a hook that's looped, or like an intro that's looped, or an outro that's looped, and you have the whole album
so cool.
that has different sections of a song that is just looped.
That would be tight.
Maybe like
that
a
would
10
be
track.
so cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. On it, like especially like I'm thinking like if Matt Marston did something like that, because he has like a bunch of like super cool like bridges and like stuff like that. I would like listen to that heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what artists embrace. What artists embrace that. I think. What did you think of Honestly Nevermind?
I only listened to like I think Text Go Green like heavy. Other than that, I haven't really listened to it front and back yet.
Really? There's some songs on there you could loop.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I gotta listen to it for sure.
Have you heard Sticky? You heard Sticky?
Have I heard of who?
Sticky.
Yo, I love Sticky.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Sticky's
crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I was. Do you know the song Golly Gosh?
Yeah.
Yo, it's so fun to drum to. Like definitely like a loopable song too. Like there's the parts where like it's like it's like synth and like drums only. Ooh, so good.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Sticky's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's other songs on that album as well. Downhill is another one. I think there's a part you can there's definitely parts of that song where I think you could loop it. And what other songs? There's other songs on the album too. Yeah, there's definitely songs on that album that you could definitely loop, and I think the album's aging pretty well as well.
Oh, 100%.
What genres do you think are the easiest to loop?
I don't know. It just depends. Like I feel like there's some artists like obviously Neptunes and like Pharrell and NERD that are easy to loop because that's their whole brand. You know, having loopable parts. I feel like. But if I had to pick a genre, maybe R&B, hip hop. Yeah.
Definitely. I think R&B as well. Oh, you did Use Your Heart, SWV. I think you did that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah.
SWV.
Yeah. Do you know the other day I
You
heard
said
Tammy
what?
Lucas? I heard Tammy Lucas's demo.
Tommy, who's that?
Tammy Lucas.
Oh,
Yeah, she did
yes.
a demo. Yeah, there's a demo of.
I ran into
Use
it
Your
on
Heart.
YouTube too of her singing.
Oh, you've heard it. You've heard it. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't done Tammy Lucas shit.
I need to. I'm flashing.
You should do Turn Off the Lights.
Turn off the lights. That'll be my next
Tammy
one.
Lucas Tammy Lucas turn off the lights. That's a Neptune's produced song.
Oh yeah.
That she did with them. Yeah, cool. I think. What you think? What about dance music or house?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, house like UK Garage, D&B. I feel like the more you can dance to the music,
Jersey
more by
Club.
default. Yeah.
Jersey Club.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what outside of music, right? What areas are you inspired by? Like, what other art forms you pay attention to? What other art forms do you look into, get inspiration from? Because I feel like, based on the loops that I've seen you do, it feels like you get inspiration from so many different art forms, and you just bring it, you integrate it into your loops.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, obviously, like 70s, 80s, 90s stuff. So like, I try to keep. I think all my footage is from before the year 2000. Like it kind of just happened like that. So I kept it a thing. So I won't use footage, and it's been hard because sometimes I'll find like the perfect footage, but it's like 2001. I'm like, I can't use it.
Really? So you're just pro 70s, 80s, 90s visuals. That's it.
It just looks. I love like
it's just their visuals are different. The
like 80s
visuals from those,
are crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like the most of it is just like I used to watch like music videos like hella, and just like so in my brain I like kind of conceptualize it, either that or like, oh, if I was to like shoot a commercial, like how would I do it type thing, or like this loop, what emotion does it give me, how's it making me feel? So like if it's like a cutesy like lovey one, I'll like think of like I'll go like down this like rabbit hole, like if maybe like I know this like 80s supermodel, and then I'll look up commercials from her. Oh, she was in this movie. I'll like look up a clip. It could go anywhere.
So you you find one source, and then you just go and you go through like a deep dive into that one source, and you find different areas. And then
it's so fun.
I guess you tap into different art forms as you go along.
Yeah, anime too is like really fun. And I've discovered so many like new anime like by looking for like footage. I've discovered like so much like movies, art, like artists, like TV shows, cartoons. Like it's so fun.
Yeah. It sounds like you're a commercials person. Like you really like commercials. Would you one day would you like to create your own commercials or be behind commercials?
Yeah, definitely being one. I like dabble in acting right now, so that would be tight to be. Yeah. To be in a commercial. Yeah.
Oh, so you be in a commercial, or you actually creating a commercial? What?
Well, maybe both or all of it. Like direct it, be in it, make the music for it.
Everything. Produce it, direct it, star in it.
Yeah.
Promote
one day. Yeah, exactly.
Provide the music for it.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Like Tyler the Creator, like for his golf stuff, like he does the music. I mean, sometimes he's not in them, but like there's a few he's in them.
Oh, the commercials for
visuals are his.
the golf stuff.
Yeah, for the golf
His commercials for
before.
the golf stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like he does everything. Like it's so tight.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I feel. Do you know what? Do you know what I feel like? I feel like there's like a few individuals that are able to package like different art forms together, and I feel like Andre 3000. I think Pharrell, Kanye.
Yeah.
And I think from the newer generation, Tyler, absolutely, he studied those guys, and you can see it through all of the different visuals he has as well. He really pays attention to everything, the music, the visuals. Yeah, definitely.
Creating a universe, I feel like that's hard. Not a lot of people can do that.
Exactly. Yeah. There's not that many. There's really not that many. I think he's one of those guys from this generation. I can't
like you
really...
can think of.
Oh, ASAP.
Okay. Yeah. True. Yeah.
I can probably say ASAP. He definitely. The one thing about him is he doesn't produce. So, like all of those guys I named, they can produce. Like by themselves. Yeah. But ASAP, yeah, I think ASAP is someone that is he looks at the music, he looks at the clothes, he looks at the visuals, he looks at art as well, how it all comes together. Like the visuals for Testing. Do you remember his Testing album? Yeah. That doesn't get talked about enough. Like the way.
Yeah, wasn't Virgil Abloh behind like the fashion for that too?
Do you know what? I think he was. I'm not sure. I know he did the. I think it was the Long Live ASAP. Do you know the ASAP project where he has the American flag? Yeah. So Virgil did that, but I don't know about the Testing era stuff, but the Testing era stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how he put those visuals together. Yeah, so I've realized just through all of the loops, the visuals and stuff, I'm like, yeah, she definitely. And now you talk about your love for commercials and how you've been studying 70s, 80s, 90s commercials and stuff. I can definitely see why your style is the way it is.
Yeah.
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 I can definitely see that. What's probably your favorite commercial from like the 90s or the 80s that you kind of taken inspiration from? Maybe.
Okay, I love how a lot of like 80s and 90s commercials had like jingles, like very memorable jingles. And like kind of just like there's a spam commercial from the 80s I came across, and it's like the way the spam is like falling into the plate and stuff is like on time to the jingle.
Oh, with
cool.
The beat.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And it's like the jingle's like a bop. I'm like, it's just cool. I love like things being on time, like a commercial. I feel like should be like a mini movie. You like kind of like makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah, it's true. No, I agree. I think that's definitely true. I think that the Coca-Cola commercial, the Christmas Coca-Cola commercial, that's like a mini movie. That could be like that could have been like a scene from a movie, and they just took it out of the movie and said, "Look, we're just gonna have that as the basis of the commercial." So I agree with that. So so what's next? What's next? What do you have coming up that you're excited about or that you're working on?
Let's see. Maybe like not related to just like drumming stuff. Like I'm gonna start like hopefully recording with friends, but I'm trying to figure out a way to like combine my drumming with like the loops and stuff.
Yes, that would be cool.
Just like yeah, exactly. Or like do that shit in like a warehouse and have like cool footage. Like there's endless possibilities. It's like overwhelming, but I feel like things will come together.
Yeah, I think you should start making like mini commercials and just put it on YouTube.
Oh my god! But like filming and stuff, I have to get like. I need to find. It seems like daunting to start, but I should because it's so fun.
And you're basically what you're already doing now is basically gonna be part of that development process. I feel like anyway. So you've already started. You just haven't done the the commercial driven stuff, but all of the elements that make up a commercial, you're already touching on those points. You're already doing visual, the way you're making your visuals, the way you're doing the audio, things like that. I think you're already touching on it. I think that would be cool. I think that's something that people that follow your channel, they would definitely be like, this is definitely like an extension of what you've already given us. So I think that would be cool.
That sounds cool.
And that's and I can tell that's something you love anyway. Because you're studying. If you study something, that means you must love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that would be
cool. I should get on that.
Oh, you could even start with just more animation stuff.
True,
like 30 seconds to a minute. Going back to what you said about this, you said the spam one.
Yeah.
Where it was on beat. Yeah, you could do things where something drops from the sky, and it's on beat.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, Right here.